This is the free pattern. If you go in the description box down below, you will find the details on where to find it. This is the template, so we're going to cut it. Cut on the outside line, because that is your seam allowance. Okay then, let's start with A. So you're going to need yellow, grey and white. So A1 starts right over here in the corner, and I'm just going to fold this back. So this is foundation paper piecing. It's really easy to do. So I'm going to need an A2 section and an A1 section. Okay, so this is what you're going to do. So we're bothered about concentrating on this line here. So this is between A1 and A2. We need the white to make sure that it goes over this white section here, as well as having a yellow piece that goes over here, as well as this seam allowance. So basically, I'm going to flip this around. The yellow is going to be on top, and it's going to be right sides down, and the white section is going to be right sides up. We are going to sew that into place. This is my baby lots of pride. I'm not paid nor sponsored to create this video. And in the top of our thread, we are going to have the Gutermann white polyester. And we are going to set our straight stitch, and we're going to take it down a couple. We're going to do it to 1.6. And we're going to have a regular foot on our sewing machine, a 9014 sewing needle, and some white bobbin thread. Now what we're going to do here is sew along this line. So I'm just going to put my presser foot down, needle down, and we are just going to sew, back stitch, and sew forward, and back stitch. Went a bit too far there. So now what you're going to do is flip that up and just finger press and turn it around, and then we're going to go onto this A3 section. So we're going to fold across that line, and then we're going to cut 1/4 inch. Let's trim. Then we're going to line up our next section, which is yellow. Remember to have your fabric going all the way across where it needs to go, and then we are going to stitch all along this line. Flip back and turn around, and we are going to sew across this line. So we're going to fold this back here and cut off 1/4 inch. Going to line that up. Everything is face down, remember, and stitch. Flip it over, turn the section around, find your next section. It's going to be a white unit, and we are going to trim. Take a piece of fabric, line it up, flip it over, sew all the way across, flip it over, go to our next section, which is another grey. I'm going to flip this over, trim off our 1/4 inch, line our section face down, and stitch that final part of the mini quilt. Flip it over, and now the fun part, we get to trim this up. I love this part, reveals everything. So we are going to start trimming around the outside of that line there. So we still have the seam allowance, but we're trimming off the overage of all the fabrics. Going to do that all the way around all 3 sides. Okay, so that is one of the sides done. Let's get the other side done. Like we did before, we're going to start on B1, B2. You're going to fold that over so you have your line. And get the white section, the yellow section together. Making sure that we have that 1/4 inch overage. White goes on first, then yellow goes on second. Yellow is face down, white is face up. Then we're going to sew along this line, flip up. Next part of the mini quilt is between B2 and B3. Fold over, cut to that 1/4 inch. Yellow fabric face down, turn over, stitch. Flip over, turn over so we can see the next part. This is the next part of our mini quilt, B4. Fold over, trim, get our grey fabric, place on top face down, take the unit, flip over, stitch, flip up, turn it over. Next part of the mini quilt is B5. Fold it over, cut 1/4 inch, get a white piece of fabric. Oh, you stay flipped over. White fabric, face down, so flip up, fold over. This grey section here on our mini quilt, B6, trim 1/4 inch, take our grey section, place it down, face down, flip it over and stitch, flip up. And here we go. I'm going to trim all the way around the outside. Do that all around all the other sides. I think I said 3 sides before, but there's actually like 1, 2, 3. No, yes. Count, Cassie, count. Yes. There we go. Just trim the sides, how many they are. See, now you can see what it looks like. So now you're going to take the paper out. And it's not that difficult. It comes out really easily. Do that for both of them. Now take this over to your iron and press. So what we're going to do next is put these right sides together. Match this center point here. So I'm going to nest these, what you call nesting, and then line everything up towards the end. Now stitch your mini quilt into place, making sure that you do that at a 1/4 inch seam. Then you're going to open up and press that down. Now you can have the backing is face down on the table. On top of that, you have the batting, and then you're going to put your miniature quilt top on the top, and then you're just going to do some decorative stitching in order to keep these sections all down. Now you're going to cut the excess away. Put your binding on. In last week's tutorial, I showed you how to do the binding. I hope you've enjoyed watching this mini quilt. Don't forget to subscribe. I have over 500 quilting and sewing tutorials. Comment down below, like, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye now.